Hello and welcome to the Ball Plays Thunderbirds as part of Sell Out Sunday. So, the Thunderbirds are these little puppety things, as well as their vehicles. They're not quite superheroes, but they're like an international police force sort of thing that fly their super vehicles around, saving the world from various disasters. They are a pretty old TV show, and we will be checking out the shamelessly linked Thunderbirds game for the PlayStation 2, which is totally an anachronism relative to the TV show, such that it cannot be called anything other than a shameless sellout, right? There's no save data, let's go. Okay. Select episode. Training. The new international rescue recruits must complete the Tracy training program before they're allowed to take part in any real rescue missions. Good luck. And it's got nice, cheerful, upbeat music, even if this menu is very basic. It's got a nice color palette. Okay, there's just a casual launch of a rocket from beneath a swimming pool. With no explanation. Use the left analog stick to control the ship and press X, down, to fire missiles. Press X to continue or triangle, up, to cancel. Okay. A radioactive disaster has hit an oil refining community. International rescue has been called in to rescue the survivors before the canisters contaminate the area. Land TBI on 2 landing pads to rescue survivors. Information about your mission will appear from Thunderbird 5 and will appear in the top right of the screen. Press X to continue. Okay, so you want me to go presumably to where this X on the minimap is. Press triangle to switch Thunderbird 1 between flight and landing mode. While in landing mode, use the left analog stick to direct it over the launch pad. And press square to activate thrusters. Watch your descent speed. Okay, so here. Now we play Moonlander. Landing complete. Collecting survivors. I mean, it controls well so far. Aside from that, it felt like the pad here is, like, slightly repellent of us. Out of fuel. The gutsiest tone. Okay, I didn't realize we had fuel limits. It never explained that, but whatever. Perfect! 404th. Imperfection not found. Await further instructions. The radioactive containers must now be moved to avoid an ecological disaster. Use the grappling hook to transport barrels to the safe zone. Press L1 to change between Thunderbirds. Okay. That does reset our fuel. Press triangle to switch Thunderbird 2 between flight and legally not skill tester mode. Press X to continue. While in skill tester mode, use the left analog stick to direct it over the object, and then X to activate the skill tester. Watch out for crosswinds. I'm sorry, why didn't you... Okay. Once you have successfully picked up the object, take it to the target area, shown as a green circle on your map, then press X again to drop. Be careful not to let the grappling hook collide with anything. You'll lose the object and have to start again. Okay, so follow the road? What I'm hearing is follow the road. So that you don't accidentally smack the radioactive canisters into a building or a mountain. Ooh. Okay, we're just destroying some B-72s. Okay, presumably we have to do this 3 times. There were 3 little barrels over here, I think. Grapple complete. Take it to the safe zone. Well, I'll say that so far it was better than it looked in the tiny amount of research I did on the game. It looked significantly shittier than this. And it's still fairly basic. It honestly reminds me of Railroad Tycoon. Go. I mean, it's quite different, but it does make me think of Railroad Tycoon. Okay, and then... here. Go, go, go! Phew! Mission complete. Await further instructions. Thunderbirds 5's long-range radar has picked up meteors heading on a collision course with Earth. Rendezvous with Thunderbird 3 and destroy the asteroids. So swap into being Thunderbird free? Please, before I run out of fuel game. Landing complete. Launch Thunderbird free. Just a sec, we take a drink. It is nice that they give you sound control easy access here. Okay. Oh my god, it's an asteroids clone. It's a very thinly... Oh, except you can control where you're moving. But good god, it uses tank controls. Which is... As in, I don't press down to fly downwards, I press forwards to fly forwards at all times. Success! Mission complete. Return to base for debriefing. Let's not be the one that is about to run out of fuel. Bit of a basic loading screen, but it serves its purpose. Mission success. 3 of 3. Score. Best score. Saving. Credit to it, it doesn't ask, do you want to overwrite? Are you sure? It just saves. It is nice and kind and sensible and just saves and gets on with life. Tick-tock goes the clock. The mysterious terrorist group has planted a number of bombs in rural America and is threatening to blow them up if their demands are not met. $1 billion by noon. If they see any police or army activity, they will detonate them. This is a job for international rescue. How many episodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I see 8 dots, so maybe some of them are special hidden levels? Or maybe you can't, like, click the last one until you've done the others? That would make sense, perhaps. A bomb has been placed in the meat processing factory. Rescue the workers before it is detonated. You're coming in too hot. Alright. Landing complete. Collect the workers. Mission complete. Await further instructions. So not like disarm the bombs, save the city, just rescue some workers. Rescue the milking herd. I'm sorry, what? Am I meant to pick them up? I mean, Maud would approve. Yeah, we're literally transporting the cows to safety. Amusing. Oh no, you lost the cow. Okay. Well, we find out what happens when the objects do collide. They just respawn back where you got them. I was imagining they might, like, fall on the ground where you are and you had to collect them. Alright. Transport cow to safety. Mission complete. Await further instructions. Two unmanned flying drones have been spotted in the surrounding area. Destroy them before the terrorists are alerted to our presence. I mean, you say that, but I don't see any drones. And I don't exactly get long to destroy them. Okay, there's one. Out of time. Do we have to do the whole lot again? No, we only have to do this specific subsection again. So it has nice checkpoints. Now the plane exists. It felt like it wasn't there before. Ramming speed. Await further instructions. A bomb has been detonated on the bridge. Place warning barriers either side. So go collect a warning barrier in grapple mode, presumably. So we should change into grapple copter. Grapple complete. Transport the barrier to block the road. Oh, come on. If I'm not meant to follow the road there, where am I meant to go? I do like that the little oil jack pumps are jack pumping. Alright. Grapple complete. Take the barrier to block the road. 5, 4, 3, 2, drop. No! Oh well. Once again. Bonus points? One thing is you can cheat the crosswinds by exiting and re-entering the grapple claw mode. Right, so the crosswind that you experience while you're in grapple claw mode goes away when you're in flying mode. Right, no crosswind, we can stay still. As soon as we enter grapple claw mode, there's this nasty crosswind stuff. Mission complete. Return to base for debriefing. Alright, level 2, success. Success, 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 and a high score. Mayday! Mayday! Plane X down! A secret government supersonic plane has been drawn off course by a mysterious homing beacon. The plane has crash-landed in a remote desert mining installation. The government needs this mess cleared up quickly and quietly. Rogue elements are believed to be involved, so be careful. The Thunderbirds are go! At least this makes more sense than it coming from out of a pool. Having an actual runway and a hangar. And it looks like they've actually modeled the scram intakes. Which is more detail than you might expect from the 3D modeling. The debris from the crash has set fire to part of the mining installation. Collect water barrels and drop them on the fires before the whole thing goes up in flames. Oh, what a... Seriously? Then don't put the barrel right next to the giant object. Alright. No, we're giving up on that one. Good enough. Especially because it places you facing forwards. Like if I preserved my facing from before you entered grapple mode, it would be much easier to dodge that giant water tank. Can't see us not running out of time. I probably get one more of the fires, but not the final one. I hate that water tank so much. Hey, Java. G'day, g'day. Well, we try again. How am I doing? I'm doing well. It's a lovely day. It's nice and warm, instead of being miserable and cold. Well, not miserable, but still, instead of being colder than Blobber likes, we have some nice weather. Doggo wanted extra attention. This morning, she got some extra pats. All is well in the world. Holy. No, turn. Don't you dare turn into that water tank. Whew. Good. That one was really quick. Hope stuff's good for you as well, Java. We're playing a surprisingly good sellout game. Not that it's good in absolute terms, but it's definitely better than I thought it was going to be. Good. You've been better, but you've been worse. Are things okay? You're not sure, but your gut says maybe. Oh my god, turn around. Good enough. Got a roof? Yeah. Food's on the table, a roof's overhead. Life can on. Mission complete. Await further instructions. 2 pilots ejected before the plane crash. Go rescue them. Ah, you need me to be Moonlander. Okay, Moonlander. Moonlander mode. Landing complete. Retrieving the pilot. Now to the other side. Beautiful. Perfect. Mission complete. Await further instructions. The plane's black box must be recovered before it falls into the wrong hands. Destroy the drones before they locate the black box. Chew. Bless me. Ignore that the enemy drone is flying through the mountain. Mission complete. Await further instructions. The plane broke in two on impact. Recover both parts before whoever planned the crash can get pictures of the new technology. Holy! This Thunderbird certainly doesn't skip lift day. Take it to the transport plane facility. Mission complete. Await more instructions. Do you have to go rescue some cows now? Thunderbird 5 has tracked the missile launcher firing signal to an asteroid belt. Thunderbird 3 must send a signal. Okay. I could run out of fuel here if I'm not careful. Landing complete. Launch Thunderbird 3. Okay, time for some more asteroids. Victory! Mission complete. Return to base for debriefing. Success! New high score! Megastorm. Megacorp's oil production has come to a standstill as storms batter its two largest oil platforms off the coast of Africa. A typhoon is headed directly for the platforms. The local rescue teams can't get close enough to rescue the oil rig workers. Calling international rescue. Rescue the survivors and help minimize damage to both the oil platforms and contain any oil spills. Oh. Oh, we're gonna launch from under the pool again. Rescue the workers from both platforms. Perfect! Landing complete. Rescuing the first workers. You've come in too hot. Landing complete. Collecting the second workers. Mission complete. Await further instructions. The high winds have started a fire on the oil rig. The fire is dangerously close to the highly explosive oil barrels. Move them to a safe distance. Move the literally on fire oil barrels. Alright. Nope. Okay, I didn't know that I could crash into that building. Live and learn. I don't know that I can make that timer. I might just make it. Am I enjoying the game? Yeah, it's better than I thought it would be. I mean, it's very simple. It's 3 mini-games so far. It's Claw mini-game, Moonlander mini-game, and Asteroids mini-game. Just repeated endlessly. But it's alright. Oh my god, I didn't know that that was bash intoable. Like, I would say the gameplay is better than the gameplay of Biker Mice from Mars from last week. I don't have as much love for the source material. I have seen some episodes of Thunderbirds May Go. But, certainly nowhere near as much as I've seen of Biker Mice. No! From Mars. Well, then that's GG. There's no way we do 2 in 30 seconds. What? What did it even hit? Oh well, again. It felt like it hit the platform, but there's no way it can be allowed to hit the platform because I have to be above the platform in order to douse the fires. Maybe it's just really picky about you approaching from this side. Not approaching from the north side. Alright, mission complete. Await further instructions. TB5 has been tracking unmanned drones heading towards the area. Destroy them before they attack the oil pipeline. What drones? Okay, that drone. Where's the last one? Are they back in the other area? I'm not seeing a fourth drone, game. Hail Salah. Okay, there we go. Mission complete. Await further instructions. Some of the oil workers used emergency life rafts to escape the fires. Use Thunderbird 1 to locate the life rafts. Mission complete. Await further instructions. But I didn't do anything. Thunderbird 1 has located the 3 lift rafts. Now Thunderbird 2 can winch them to safety. Okay, back to skill tester minigame. Grapple complete. Transport the survivors to safety. Oh, come on! Well, that's this one failed. Can we hit retry? Is there a retry? No, there's just a restart whole level. So that felt like it cared about the speed I was going when I was going over that little hut. So maybe if we're going to go at high speed, we can only approach from the north. Nah, that's bullshit. And the answer is yeah, it cares about how quick you're going, because that didn't hit those buildings that time. That's kind of obnoxious. It's not like the rope gets longer the faster you're going. Womp womp! I'd feel worse if it wasn't so stupid. But it really, really is. Okay. Go slowly enough that it doesn't have a hissy fit. Maybe whoever made this game is a lot better at skill testing than me. Wait, what? What? Why do I have to redo the first bit suddenly? That's not been a thing before. Maybe if you fail enough times in a row, you have to redo the whole level. And we've just never had that happen before. Platform 2. Beautiful. Grab the oil barrels. You'd think that dropping the oil barrels in the sea would prevent them from being on fire, but apparently that's not good enough. You have to deliver them to a specific location. One more. Alright. Now we learned to approach from the south. Hail, Cal. Welcome, Cal. Welcome, Raiders. We are checking out Thunderbirds as part of Sellout Sunday. It's actually surprisingly nice looking, but the gameplay is a skill tester minigame, a Moonlander minigame, and an Asteroids minigame, and that's it. On sometimes unreasonably tight timers. So this is the skill tester minigame. You're not Commonwealth enough to know about this, other than to know that it's British. Bullshit. I was not going so fast that that should have hit the platform. Absolute bullshit. I'd always assumed that it was American super cheese. There's no way I get the last one done in, yeah, that's just bullshit. No, it's British. Oh, come on. There we go, but we're going to run out of time. Crash and burn! It was never on US TV. Okay. Firefighting round 2. Go slowly enough it doesn't have a hissy fit. PS2 Thunder... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sergeant Cookie. There were a couple of weird reboots. There's a weird Japanese reboot that was like in the 80s or something. But it's not like this is a an implementation of the Japanese reboot thing. Bugger. Nice and slow. Don't technically hit something that you shouldn't be able to hit, because the length of the rope changes depending on the... Well, it doesn't actually change. But what you count as hitting changes depending on how quickly you're going. Alright. Victory. Ugh. Okay, blow up the drones. So last time we had trouble finding the fourth drone. There's drone one. There's drone 2, which we have destroyed with ramming speed. There's drone 3. And I don't know what happened to drone 4. Await further instructions. Change back to the other one, because we need to get some health. Some of the emergency oil workers use emergency life. Okay, but suddenly we're past that section. So head over here. I think we've accidentally cheesed that by changing... why does that not work? Game? Does it want me to land on it? You never wanted a wristwatch again? No, it doesn't want me to do that. Then what do you want, game? Because you won't let me pick this up. It seems that bugging through that section this time has caused the game to have a failure. Use Thunderbird 1 to locate the rafts. Okay. Okay, so you want me to fly over the top of them. Whilst in rocket. But then why didn't flying over the other one in Moonlander mode work? And where's the final emergency thing? We've flown around this whole there it is. Thunderbird 2 may now winch these rafts to safety. Bullshit. Well, there's no way I can do the 2 in the 30 seconds. I could maybe do 1. Okay, I've also now worked out that those blue things were lives. So the blue, like, badge-looking things that used to be next to our face in the top left are actually lives, functionally. And we get 3 lives before we game over. Woo! 2 seconds to spare. Please say that's the end. Oh, thank you. End of the line. A globally renowned MG construction company has been hired by Russia to help complete its new gas pipeline. The line has been sabotaged. A radio-controlled device exploded, destroying a pumping complex, and the pipeline has been breached. The Russians have sent an aircraft carrier to the region. It's in the middle of inland Siberia. How do you send an aircraft carrier? Anyway, 2 of their planes have gone missing. The Hood is behind these mysterious events. We need to help MG and the Russians sort this mess out as soon as possible. Be on the lookout for the Hood, as they may try to sabotage the mission. FAB? So there's some weird... The trees fold over. There's some weird disconnect there about between where we're going and sending an aircraft carrier. It doesn't really make sense. But otherwise, the story there is serviceable enough. Go help the Russians fix their exploded oil pipeline and pumping station. Something that they are getting a lot of practice at the moment. The build-up of gas in the surrounding area could easily catch fire and cause a huge explosion. Pick up and replace the pipe and drop it into place as quickly as possible. Grapple complete. Transport the pipe. Ooh, that's actually kind of fancy. It snaps into place. First they yell at us to pipe up, then pipe down. The Russians can't seem to locate their missing fighter planes, and the search has been hampered by Hood drones. Destroy them so that the Russians can continue their search. Ramming speed. Change vessel so that I actually have more health for using ramming speed. Wait, why didn't that get picked up? Thank you. I noticed that I'm shooting the drones down, but my number of drones shot down on the left isn't increasing, game. I call shenanigans. Ramming speed. Okay, mission complete. Await further instructions. Now the fighter planes have been located, they need to be airlifted to the Russian aircraft carrier. Once back on board, the engineers will be able to find out about what made them crash. Oh, come on. I didn't even do anything there. That was just... You were sliding so much out of the skill tester. That you'd already hit a wall before you so much as took an action. Same there. What else am I to do? Maybe I'm allowed to fly pure south. I might be allowed to fly pure south. Okay, life 2. doop, doop. Ay, ay, ay. Then I don't know where you want me to go. That definitely felt like I was following the, like... There's a dark blue bit of ground relative to the rest of it. Okay, it's one of those, it cares how quick you're going. Okay, and that one was on me. Please just fail so that we can start again with a proper time limit. I mean, that makes this kind of functionally a semi-stealth mission in that you have to... But that went over last time. Nah. Well, then the game has lost us here. If it's not going to indicate properly where you're supposed to take them, that is on it. Maybe you need to go there? Let's see if we can go get that red thing that we saw just before we died over here before. Yes, and it gives us an extra life. New question, does that respawn every time we die? That's just too obnoxious. Fly your frigging plane high enough that you don't smack this into everything. final life. And our final bit of patience with the game. Okay. Hey, Nahodoi. G'day, g'day. We might succeed. Hi, hi. Hi, hi, indeed. How? How? How does that count as object lost? Oh, you started moving too quickly over the aircraft carrier. Nah. Game loses me here. Okay. Ugh. So, final verdicts. Actually, nice music, nice color palettes. It looks okay. I don't know that it looks good for a PS2 game, but I don't have enough PS2 game exposure to make a good call there. It certainly looks good relative to what I've seen of PS1 games. It's way too tight and mean about what counts as running into things, arbitrarily counting as running into things when you're moving slightly faster, without giving you a actual in-game indicator of your speed. Like, I wouldn't mind it so much if there was like a speedometer on the side that said when you're going above like yellow or when you're going above red, then you've got a different chance or a different, like there's different classes of obstacle that you just will count as hitting when you're going those speeds, and it actually told you that instead of just like with the aircraft carrier there, suddenly you're going slightly too fast to be allowed to be moving over this object with the thing that you have to grapple. Instead, it's dead, and we've put the timer so tight that there's absolutely zero chance of trying twice. So, F you, redo the whole level from the very start just so that you get another chance at this obnoxious minigame. Also, we're not going to have a good height map, so it's really, really hard to tell where you're meant to path through to bring things to the other location. Not just that the other locations themselves are on platforms that you have to move over an indeterminate amount of slowly. Bad, 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 bad. The nice things were the nice, bright music. It kind of has somewhat nice in-game cutscenes, like in-engine cutscene-y things. We haven't seen a single out-of-engine cutscene. It hasn't used any of the, aside from using the little puppet faces and using the shapes of the ships, it hasn't really done anything particularly Thunderbirdy with its IP. So it kind of does a poor job there. Yeah, cannot recommend. Avoid unless you have an intense love of Asteroids, Skill Tester, and Moonlander. If you are violently in love with all three of those, then maybe this game is kind of okay for you. Else, avoid at all costs. Send for the Thunderbirds to rescue you from their own terrible game. Peace.